Very good morning, friends. Today we'll discuss some more details about an array. In the last class itself, we introduced it with an array, and there we discussed about single dimension as well as that means one dimension and two dimension array. That's what we have gone through. And when we discussed that, we ended up we end with this particular when we worked on the online compiler, we end up with the information where we displayed diagonally the elements. Okay, not exactly diagonal, actually it was 4 cross 3 like that. And just I'll go through that slide itself. uh, Today we'll discuss some more details about an array, and then we'll conclude unit 1. Okay, the module 1 will conclude with this topic. Okay, you just observe what are the new things we are discussing today. See this is what we worked in the last class. I showed this on with the compiler, like how this particular value will be generated. We initialized first, and we assigned new with the keyword new and the integer type rows and columns, and we go on adding this, and the output you will get when you execute this particular code. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. This is what the output you are getting. Okay, that is fine. But if you observe in the last class, just I assigned to a of 0 0 value 1 1 1, and for a of 1 1 just I assigned 2 2 2, and for a of 2 2 I assigned 3 3 3. A semicolon always remember. Okay, if you do like this, what is the output you are getting at the location 111, and that is 0 0, you will get value 111. And after that, at the location 1 1, you will get 2 2 2, and at location 2 2 you will get 3 3 3. You will get 3 3 3. See, if you observe in the rest of the places, you are getting 0 itself. This is what you identified in the last class where we stopped. Okay, so how it is? Let us consider, instead of writing at some particular location, see, I just written at particular location, and the rest of the particular places I left blank. Output what I am getting is like this. Instead of this, let us do like this. I'll remove this. Okay, I'll not assign anything. See, I declared. When you declare this particular statement, okay, that is nothing but this itself. That means you allocated 4 rows, 3 columns blank. Okay, and after that, what I'll do, I'll execute the same code. I'll make for loop for row and for loop for column, and after that, I'll print a of ij. If you print like this, what you are expecting from this? Is it not? Normally, in the languages like C and all, whenever you are declaring int a of 10, if you declare like that, and after if you print using for loop a of I, you will get some garbage values. In C, by default, it will not store any zero. You either you have to, you using for loop, you have to initialize zeros, otherwise garbage value will be collected. But we'll see when we'll execute this particular code by just initializing this, what output you'll get. The output shown is like this. You'll get zeros for all the locations. That means here it is 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 will be filled automatically. See how, why this happens. It happens because of new operator. See, when you declare an array in either single dimension or multi-dimension, irrespective of that. See, when you declare this, you are initializing this itself. New operator will initialize array. It is of type int and the size. This is what you mentioned. Is 4 cross 3 or 3 cross 4, whatever it is. See, along with this, the particular location is initialized to 0. That's why when you print this, okay, even though you not explicitly assigned any zeros, by default it will initialize 0. That's why the output what you are getting is with this zeros. Is it clear? By default, so whenever you are operating with array, don't go to initialize 0 to that. If you are having a C programmer, you are having thorough knowledge, like you have to initialize before using that, but it is not the case with Java, when because it will allocate. See, the new means allocate the memory. Okay, using new operator you are allocating. When you are allocating, it always make it clear. Okay, it will be initialized with 0. Is it clear? Okay, then after learning this, we'll move to next, another concept, that is, see, normally what happens if you declare 4 cross 4, the allocation will be like this, is it not? 4 rows and 4 columns. This is what array declaration. You already know how to allocate int a, open brace, two dimensional, and use new and integer type you want, and you mention how many rows you want, how many columns you want, is it not? But see, I just wanted to use only these particular cells, like this, what I mentioned here, 1 2 3, like that. So these things, if you allocate like that, okay, it is useless. See, unnecessarily I am using this array, and I'm not at all utilizing these particular spaces. It is waste, is it not? Because I want output like this. Okay, for some particular application, I wanted to store in the first row, I wanted to store one element. In second row, I wanted to store only two element. Third row, only three. Fourth row, four elements. Okay, so this is what I wanted to declare by the knowledge what we got from the previous slide. But in Java arrays, your other alternative to do that. How it is, that I'll show you. See this, as usual, you declare like this. After that, observe here, I just mentioned, okay, I just mentioned only row. Somebody is waiting, just I'll allow others to class. See this, very important. Just I mentioned rows because I know rows will be there. Only column will change. Reverse will not come. Okay, because column will be there, and you are not having that rows. Okay, so please remember, we are with fixed rows, and column we don't know so far. So what I'll do, I'll leave that blank. That means if you don't know initially itself, either one you should know. You can't write both I don't know. Like this, it is not valid. Okay, this is not valid. Okay, but you know number of rows, but you don't know column. Okay, then once you declare like this, what you have to do to allocate? So what you have to do is, you have to tell that, okay, at zeroth row you allocate new int how many cells, one cell. See this, what you are mentioning is at zeroth place you initialize for one element, like that. At location first row you initialize for two element, like that. You can initialize for a2, you have to initialize for how many cells? Three cells. I am utilizing only three cells in the row 2. Okay, like that. At a3, a3 I wanted to utilize four cells. See this is how changing dimension in the column you can handle. See, once again I'll repeat. See, normally when you are declaring an array, you will mention rows and columns. When you mention rows and columns, it will allocate complete cell. But my requirement is something different. I don't want to use each cell, and according to the my particular value, I wanted to utilize that. First row one element, second row two elements, like that. Then what I have to do? You have to declare your array like this. This is not at all allowed. Okay, you have to make row fixed and column empty, because column will change. How to allocate? For first, see, 0 indicates first index. Okay, at this location allocate single cell. See, this is value. You can't write int of zero allocation I will do. No, because at least one cell should be there, is it not? So it is one. Then for first cell you are allocating two, that's why it is two. And our a of 2 at that location, what you are doing, you are assigning three cells. And like that, a of 3 you are assigning four cells. See, this is how you are allocating the value. And if you do that programmatically, then how it looks, just I'll show you that. See, if you trace once again, just we declare like this, is it not? New. Just I am doing this to build the confidence that you can write this particular code. Okay, so please remember, at location a of 0 I am using new operator and I am allocating the value for one cell, like that. At location 1 I am allocating the value for two cells. Okay, and at 2 I am allocating value for three cells. Okay, let us consider only this type only. Okay, how to program that? Once again, just I'll show you how to fill 1, 2, 3 in this fashion. What we'll do is we'll take the for loop. For loop first I is equal to less than 4, because you know that only 4 rows we put. Okay, we declared 4 here. Just if you want, you can write that also. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now you write the for loop, and after that j. Okay, how to trace j? So j value is depending on this. First, when I is equal to 0, okay, how many cells? So j should be I plus 1. Okay, so first loop, when I equals 0, j equals 0. Okay, the location will be a of ij. That means a equals 0, j equals 0. You'll get the value. Let us consider, we'll assign k and we'll make k equals 0 outside. and that uh, okay, k is equal to 1 outside you make it. Okay, so 1 will be filled at this location, and after that what I'll do is I'll make k plus plus, and the value of I is 0 itself, is it not? So it will not come inside this loop, it will go to the next. I becomes 1. So 1 0 at location k is already incremented. Okay, k plus plus means k value will be incremented. Earlier it was 1, now it becomes 2, and when it comes to this location once again it becomes 2. So at location 1 comma 0 it will 2, and anyway now I becomes 1 means it is 2, is it not? So j value is also 1, that means I is equal to 1, j equals 1, that means at this location it will fill 3. Okay, like that, this is what the logic, how you can fill the value, and once you do that using same loop you print, that means for loop I is equal to 0, I is less than 4, like that, and for j is equal to 0, j less than I plus 1, like that, and after that you just give system dot out dot print. Okay, a of ij, you'll get that result. Once again system dot out dot print you have to give, and outside the loop you make it println, so that you'll get the output. See, this is how to handle multi-dimensional, that means of different size. Okay, just I'll erase this particular information. This is the logic how to handle the locations, because you already know that the allocation is like this. So how to trace that allocation, that's what I showed. Okay, because it is no longer j is equal to 0 to j less than 4 or something like that. It is like how index you are handling. Okay, like that the logic works. Okay, first you just practice with arrays. Once it is familiar, you will come to know how to work with this. Okay, just now I wanted to show one more example, like normally you know two dimensional, and you can write multidimensional also. How to do that? Int a, okay, you can do like this, new int 3 4 5. Oh, what is the meaning of this? Just meaning only I will tell. Okay, see, when you are mentioning 3 cross 4 cross 5, that means we are having three cells of size 4 cross 5. This is what the meaning of, if you mention 3 4 5, that means you'll get 3 matrix. Let us consider 4 cross 5. Okay, let us consider 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. This is one, and another one, if you mention 2 2 2 2, that one, and another one 3 3 3. That means it is of 4 cross 5 size. It is also of 4 cross 5 size. This is also of 4 cross 5. Okay, we are having three matrices of size 4 cross 5. That is what the meaning of, if you mention 3 4 5. That means see how the array declaration we did. Okay, so if you are handling with any particular logic where you wanted to use this type of three-dimensional arrays, you can think of like this. One example is given in the book itself. You can practice that, and you'll get the knowledge like how this particular display takes place. See, when you are defining three dimension, this is what the meaning of that. Okay, 3 cross 4 cross 5. When it is 3 cross 4 cross 5, the meaning is 3 times 4 cross 5 matrix. That is what the meaning. See, along with that, you wanted to know some more information in an array. That is, if I write, okay, int a, this is how we are allocating, is it not? This you already familiar. You know that how to allocate. See, instead of this, I will write like this. First bracket, then a, then I'll allocate new int 3. Is it valid? That is what the question. Okay, instead of writing like that, what I'll do is I'll put bracket first, then I'll write perfectly valid. Okay, it is perfectly valid. Okay, you can write like this also. Like that in 2 dimension, I'll take here itself. Okay, instead of writing like this, what I will do is I'll write int, then 2 brackets, then I'll give the name is equal to new int 4 cross 4. Is it valid? Yes, perfectly valid. Okay. If you write like this, it is also two-dimensional array. If you write like this, that is also two-dimensional array. Okay. So you may get such type of questions in objective type. Like if you write like this, whether any error? No, it is perfectly correct. Okay, please remember bracket, not like other languages, not here. Okay, when you are declaring there, okay, you can write before or after. Both are completely valid. Okay, because such question may come in a objective type. They may ask different types of array declaration. And one more thing, just I wanted to tell, that is for your knowledge. See this int open bracket close bracket n1 n2 n3. See this. Normally, if I declare like this, what it gives the assumption? It gives the assumption that n1 is an array and n2, n3 are variables. Is it not? Normally, because I told you can declare this array before or after. But in Java, if you write like this, it is nothing but writing n1, n2, n3. Three arrays, n1, n2, n3. Three array declarations. Instead of writing like this, I can write like this. Okay, initially itself, I'll write and after that followed by n1, n2, n3. That means it applies to all these three. This array declaration applies to all these three. It is nothing but writing like this. N1 array, N2 array, N3 array declaration. Is it clear? If you are writing N1 is an array and N2, N3 are variable means you can write like this. Okay. This indicates that these two are variables. This is an array. But if you write like this, it indicates that N1, N2, N3 all are arrays only. Okay. And it is nothing but writing like this. Okay. So this is how array declaration you can do. Very important point. You should remember this. And then one more information you should know when you are learning with arrays. That is about, because you learned all the data types. Is it not? Because you know that array you can apply to all the data types. In the place of what I written int, you can replace that with double or float or char or byte, like that. Is it not? Because for all the data types, it holds good. But you already defined, is it not? A sequence of characters will make a string. Is it not? Because in other languages, you know the particular uh, character array. makes a string. But in Java, string is one built-in class. Because why we are dealing with string means, you know the numbers, you know floating point numbers, that is considered double and float. This is nothing but integer, long, char, short, like that, is it not? And this is nothing but characters, and this is nothing but boolean values, is it not? But what about sequence of character, that is string? Okay, please remember, string is string itself. If I am making hello, hello 6M students, we are finishing first module. If I write like this, it is string, sequence of character. But we are not extracting like that. We are directly assigning, that is string. String is a keyword, capital S. Where do you come across this word? String, public static void main. Inside that we return, is it not, string, some arg. See this? Now you come to know that string is one keyword, args is an array declaration. Is it not? Inside public static void main, we return this. Is it not? So why I am dealing here with string means, just we are finishing with few words about string. Okay. So string is a keyword. And when you print this, system dot out dot print, we are just typing S, that itself. You'll get hello 6M students, we with one module. That print you will get. Not necessary, because you can write directly inside system.out.print this hello 6M with double quotes. Instead of this, you assign that for string type, you display that. Okay. So in detail about string, we are in the last unit, 5th unit. For just to take you to strings, just I am briefing. String is built-in class. You please remember, built-in class. That means it is defined in the program itself. In the program itself, it is defined as one class. Okay, that class is called string. Whenever you wanted to use that string and you create one reference to that, it is called object. Okay, you create one string type, like how you are declaring int type, double type, like that. You declare string type. Okay, and assign the value to that. And you can write like this also. Okay, because string array you can declare. How to do that? As usual, new, what type is string type. See how many values you wanted to put. 3. See, string declaration with allocation new, which type? String type, array, 3 elements. That means you can write like this. S of 0 means jk, S of 1 means some sk, S of 2 means some bk. Okay, like that you can assign 3 values. Both are 3, all 3 are strings. You are making collection of strings, that is an array. Okay, so that's about string. This is what about an array. See, whenever you are dealing with that, okay, so don't forget, you can write in simple int a is nothing but 1 2 3, like that I mentioned, is it not? Like that you can write in 2 dimension also. How in 2 dimension? See, inside flower bracket, you have to write one more flower bracket, 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, then you put the comma, 4 comma 5 comma 6. Then you put the comma, 7 comma 8 comma 9. Okay, like that you can, there itself you can assign instead of using new operator. Okay, that is also possible. Okay, students, this is what we learned. And arrays with different size, second dimension. That's what we discussed today. And alternative array declarations, I told before bracket, after bracket, all these things. And just we concluded this with few words about strings. Okay. So this is what we learned today. And students, please remember, I think tomorrow no class and day after tomorrow also no class, Ramzan holiday, I think. And Saturday, I'll show you how to install Eclipse and JDK and all. And there will be 10 minutes on online test I'll conduct objective type. Okay. Just to know what you understand in the class we conducted so far. Okay. So please go through all these particular slides. Okay. Just to uh, boost your knowledge for that purpose only. Thank you.